Around New Year's, between Christmas and January, we are flooded by content about becoming unrecognizable, transforming your life, fixing everything, starting afresh. And I get it, I really do. But there is no magic formula that is going to bibbity-bobbity-boo you into your perfect life. I believe that life is a marathon, not a race. This video has been cooking in my mind for months now. What I'm about to share is no grand transformation, but an experiment. Trying to get my life together as a serial procrastinator. Before we dive any deeper, let me give you the quick version. So I wanted to do this video because, well, I've got a problem, you see. I have big plans, visions, ambitions, things I want to do, but I lack follow through. I'm really bad at it. The word of the year is consistency for me. So I was thinking about we need to resolve this. By we, I mean I. Okay, let's figure this out. I sat down, I wrote down everything that I wanted to do that would improve my life. I thought about how my quirks, my strengths and weaknesses were going to influence that. You might be wondering, why are you doing it in January? You just said that like resolutions and all of this content is like not your thing. Well, honestly, any day to start is as good as any. Might as well ride the wave since it's there. And I am also sharing it on YouTube because I do know that it is going to help me follow through better for myself once I share it. It does help with holding myself accountable, you know, having it out there and not just stuck in my mind. Because if it stays in my head, it's just going to be there and that's it. Now that you have more context, let us tackle the beast. As you know, I have big plans, I've got projects. Actually, my YouTube channel is one of them. Becoming Bamboo is where I share my journey of rewiring the mind, building resilience, finding balance in mind, body and soul, using tools like hypnotherapy, storytelling or other holistic practices. I'm currently doing a series of in-depth analysis of my childhood nostalgic cartoon Winx Club. And for those of you who have watched previous videos, do remember to vote in the poll for which deep dive I should do next for season 1, because we have like égalité in English, what is it? Anyways, we have like 2 contenders that have the same amount of votes right now. I have many things that I want to do. The planning part has never been my problem personally. My problem is that I am very bad at anticipating how much time a task is going to take me, how much focus I'm going to have on the given day. And so what ends up happening is that I ended up procrastinating. It has improved since I started experimenting, and I will touch on that later, but it's still really not to the point where I would say that I'm efficient with my time, I allocate it properly, or that I managed to do everything that I actually want to do, which can be a bit frustrating, but I've also gotten better at like handling that frustration because I know, unfortunately, that I'm wired a certain way that I can't really, you know, force my way and just break those walls by will alone. It's not effective. Actually, it makes it worse. And I say this because I have tried, and yes, it definitely makes it worse. My problem is a lack of follow through, a lack of consistency. And to resolve this, I was thinking about what possibly could I do to set up a system around myself that would allow me to be more consistent. I'm not aiming for 100% because honestly, at the stage of where I'm at, this doesn't seem feasible. I mean, I could get there one day, but like this is like probably not in any near future. I sat down at my desk that you probably would have seen if you are a return viewer. If not, you anyways, it's not about my screen. Why am I even talking about my desk? Anyway, as you can see, I can get distracted very easily, and that also happens with my work. So I plan a lot of things and then I get distracted by other things and then I ended up doing nothing. That is my issue. So I sat down at my desk. I group things by category of focus, I guess. I don't know how you would put this, but I put it down in categories. So I put down what I could do for my physical health, my mental wellness, my social sphere, I guess, my spiritual practice, career and skills, and adulting. You will notice with the illustration that we'll have put up of the brainstorming that I did, that my social category is very barren, and that is because it's not really a focus for me right now. Once I get a handle of the other categories a bit more, I will then, focus on the social aspect of it. I'm much more on the adulting successfully and developing a good handle on my physical and mental health. For return viewers who have seen, I think it was my first video, you will know why these are important to me. And for people who are just discovering me right now, basically I have been depressed quite badly twice. One was last spring, so in 2025, and it was depression combined with burnout, so it was quite bad, and I don't really want to repeat of that. So I have made it my objective to listen to my body a lot more, because it was definitely telling me that I wasn't doing well. Anyways, end of parenthesis. Once I wrote down everything that I wanted to do, eventually, again, there is no actual clock on when things should be done, because as I have told you, I am terrible at allocating my time and estimating how much time something is going to take. So I wrote everything down. If you're liking the video so far, finding it entertaining or even insightful, please give it a like. It greatly helps with the algorithm. I now need to take into account what makes me me into how I can achieve those objectives, I guess. I don't really have a better word for them. They're not really objectives in the sense that these are, I think, necessary to your life, like having a good, physical health, mental wellness, etc., etc. But anyways, you get what I mean. My first problem is that I'm a very moody person. And I don't mean moody in the sense that I am like a grumpy, kind of like edgy, Sasuke style brooding person. Not really. It's more of the fact that my mood changes very easily throughout the day, and it greatly influences just how much I can get done. So if I wake up and I feel like nothing's gonna work today, and I don't know how to really describe it, but for those who are maybe a bit like wired like me, sometimes you just know that today is not a good day. And before, and by before I mean before my burnout, I used to kind of work my way through it, and actually it backfired horribly. So now I take notice of it and I try and find what I can do when I feel especially shitty, and it's been working alright. So I do need to account for my mood. I also need to account for the fact that I'm very distractible, and by that I mean that I get, like, my head is incredibly busy. Fortunately, I don't lean on the negative sides of a busy mind, but it is very busy. So I do need to actually write down the stuff that goes through my head, because if I don't, it's just going to stay there. It's making things worse. So, I have discovered a few quirks about myself that really need addressing. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing and join me in my journey to becoming bamboo. In order to really see how those quirks that make me me affect the life that I want to have, I needed to have a system in place to record how all of these parts interact with each other. And this is when I was like, I'm gonna start bullet journaling. Now, bullet journaling was something that I actually wanted to start 3 years ago, but ended up forgetting about entirely. So I had bought the book about how to bullet journal, and then ended up reading half of it and then not doing it. So I have started it since I think the 5th of January, because I had plans before and I couldn't really bring it with me. I haven't been the best at using it, and by that I mean I haven't been using it as well as I want, but I have been using it pretty consistently, all things considered. So this is a victory in itself for me. And what I did with this bullet journal is that I have trackers for things that are physical health related, mental wellness related, also my mood. Like, the biggest thing is that I'm tracking my mood, and what I want to see, well, basically what I want to do is like observe on the long term how my mood affects the task that I set for myself that day and how overall I feel about the day. Because as I said before, my moods are a pretty big component to what I have gotten done from what I've observed. And what I want to know, which is more important, is how can I change my mood? What can I do to change my mood to do certain things? Or how can I better manage my days or my weeks according to my mood to get the most things done? For example, I have noticed that I'm pretty good at like batching things. If I'm really into like one specific thing, I can get a lot done. One morning I woke up and I was like, I want to do admin, which is something I hate doing, by the way. I don't like it. It's in the old adulting part that I put, and I'm not good at it. But suddenly, like, one morning I was like, I'm gonna do admin today, and I did all of the admin tasks that I've been wanting to do for I think a month. So I do know that there is something there. Now, how to induce those states so that I can pretty regularly get everything done that I should, that is another question, and this is what I'm working on right now, which is why I'm recording everything. Out of curiosity, what is your word of the year? What is the one thing that, if you could improve upon or change, would have a dramatic ripple effect on other areas of your life? The funny story behind what I am doing, and what I encourage you to do if you have a similar problem, or if you think that doing this method of like recording whatever your problem, quote unquote problem, is, and navigating your life with it, because I think the best way is work with who you are instead of against who you are, and that's what I'm trying at right now. Whilst I was preparing for this video, I actually am doing my studies at the same time. So I'm doing my master's, and it turns out in my master's I am currently doing a course about research and how research is conducted. Now, if you've been a bit more on the scientific track in school, you would know about the scientific method. At least that's what French high schoolers learned about. I don't know about other countries. And basically, the scientific method is observing something, having a question or problem because of the things you've observed, doing a hypothesis of what could have caused the problem or how to solve it, doing experiments to test out your hypothesis, analyzing the results, and then getting a conclusion from that. And so in my case, what's basically going on is that I have observed that I lack follow-through, I lack consistency. This is like my problem. And so my question is like, how can I become more consistent? My hypothesis is by controlling my moods better, or at least working with them or inducing them, I will be able to get more things done. I am currently in the experimental phase where I am trying different things to test out, this hypothesis. So, for example, I know now, having tested it even briefly, that if I'm in the mood for something creative, I should be doing whatever creative things that I had planned on doing and just do them straight away, because I will get a lot of things done. But if I particularly feel like not doing one thing, like if today I feel like not doing any cleaning whatsoever, if I force myself to do it, it's not gonna go well. So either wait a bit and wait until the mood passes. Sometimes it happens during the day, or just be like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's not, make this an issue when it shouldn't be. Since I'm recording everything with trackers and also making notes, I will be able to analyze what's been going on and draw conclusions from that. But that will be the topic for another video when I actually have done this long enough that I can actually have results to speak of. Because, it hasn't even been a month since I've been doing that. I kind of feel like this has been a universal alignment of things, that I was planning this video and my textbook somewhat mentioned it too. I was like, well, actually, this is like right on time that I'm seeing all of this. So I found this quite hilarious, though I don't know if you would find this hilarious yourself. Yes, these are my actual glasses that I actually never use. I never wear them because they're used so that I can see from what's far away from me, but I don't really need to use them that much, and I only really needed them when I was attending lectures in uni or when I was in high school, because I was sitting too far in the back to actually see what was written on the whiteboard. So it's been honestly years since I wore these glasses on, and it's feeling really weird.